What's up YouTube, it's your boy Nasha, welcome back to the channel, and for today's Yu-Gi-Oh news video, I'm not so sure how I'm going to do this, because there's actually quite a bit to talk about. We've got even more cards from the History Archive Collection set. We have a new V-Jump promo that has been revealed, and we even also have some brand new Neo support. So I think what I'm going to do is, for this video, I'm going to talk about all of the new cards that will be in the History Archive collection, and then sometime this weekend I'll talk about the new V-Jump promo and then the new Neos support. I can tell you one thing right now, with the History Archive collection, it does feature a brand new Elemental Hero card, which I will get to that in today's video. But without further ado, let's just dive straight into it, and hopefully you guys enjoy this video. If you guys do and you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos in the future, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, because I checked my analytics on my phone, and I found out that as far as like YouTube, as far as like YouTube searches go, 56% of you have not subscribed to my channel. So if you guys are new to this channel, you guys want to see more videos like this in the future, which again, for Yu-Gi-Oh news typically get posted every Tuesday, be sure to subscribe to the channel, give this video a thumbs up, and be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be in the description below. And if you guys want to send me fan mail, which could be anything at all, letters, packages, whatever you guys want to send me, and you guys want me to open them up on the channel, I will leave that info in the description as well. Anyway guys, let's get straight into it. First up, we actually have a brand new Pendulum card, or I guess a brand new Performapal card known as Performapal Greatest Duelist. I believe this is and the artwork is actually referenced to is a reference to, I believe, like the last I think the first episode, excuse me, the first episode of Arc 5, if I remember correctly. But it's a 4-star light spellcaster Pendulum with 1800 attack and 400 defense, and its pendulum skill is 8. Its pendulum effect reads: once per turn, at the start of that damage step, if a monster battles another monster, you can return this card to the hand, and if you do, banish the spell from your deck. Also, your monster cannot be destroyed by that battle. Also, have any battle damage that you take from it. So with the pendulum effect, it's pretty good, because you're able to bounce this card back to your hand, banish a useless spell from your deck that you don't even use. Like, I'll say a Crossout Designator. I'll just say that as an example. The monster that's on your side of the field cannot be destroyed in battle, which is really good. It acts as a protection, and you're also taking half the battle damage as well. So if your opponent's monster has 5,000 attack, and we'll say your monster has 3k, you're only going to be taking 1,000 damage from it, which if you have 2,000 life points, then you're basically being protected from lethal, which is actually pretty good. I have to admit, that's actually pretty good. I'm not so sure how this card will be implemented in pen decks, because I believe you have to put this with the Supreme King Gate. Yeah, so yeah, I just now looked at the monster at the effects at the monster effect, and you have to have exactly the Supreme King monsters implemented into the deck. So it would have to be a mix of the Perform Power Autonize cards and then the Supreme King gates in order for you to use card, which is not too bad. But the monster effect, it has 3 effects. First effect reads, when this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, you can add 1 Supreme King Dragon monster, 1 Supreme King Gate monster, or 1 the Supreme King Soul from your deck to your hand. So it basically acts as a Stratos for the whole deck, which is really good. Once per turn, during each standby phase, activate this effect. Each player can banish 1 spell from their deck. Not bad. I mean, yes, it does give your opponent a chance to launch a counter, but this also means that you will also be able to launch a counter as well, which is really cool. And then the third effect says, once per turn, when a monster declares an attack, activate this effect. The attacked player can apply this effect. Add 1 of your banished spells to your hand, then discard it. And if you do, negate that attack. Meaning, it gets sent to the graveyard. Now, there are a few notes here. The first one reads, this card's name seems to be referencing a section of Pendulum Beat, the 6th opening of Yu-Gi-Oh! Arc 5. The card is Yuya Sakaki as a monster, which I kind of figured that. This card's name seems to be referencing the episode title for episode 132, which has been officially translated as The Greatest Entertainer of the Age. That was 1, 2, 3. Its fourth. The fourth note says its pendulum effect is referencing the action card Miracle, which is actually which the action in which is kind of a weird one. And then the third effect is referencing the action card Evasion. If you guys remember those, you know. And then the last note here says, I think its first effect is based on Yu-Gi-Oh giving into violence and victory by any means to defeat Yuri, which let Zark take control. Yeah, so I had a feeling that it was a reference to basically throughout the entirety of the anime, but I have to admit it's a pretty good card. You're able to protect your cards from being destroyed in battle. It protects you from being dealt any further damage, and not only that, but you're also able to basically just Stratos out any of your cards, whether it's with pretty much any Supreme King card that you may have at your disposal, which is really cool. Next up, we have number 39, Utopia Rising. Yes, Utopia has another form. Never thought we would ever like Utopia needs another form. How many more forms does he need? Seriously. It's a rank 4 Light Warrior Exceeds with 0 attack and 2000 defense, and it requires 2 level 4 monsters, so pretty generic. Both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads, if this card is special summoned, you can target a number of Exceeds monsters in your grave, except this card, special summon it in defense. Then you can attach all of this card's materials to it. So, not too bad. It's a perfect way to further the amount of board wipes you have for Zeus, which is really good, especially if you combine it with Xyz Import and potentially also Barian's Force. That's actually really good. That's actually pretty good. A second effect reads, if you Xyz summon, you can special summon this card from the grave but banish it when it leaves the field. How do you bypass the banish effect? Simple. You use this card as material. Plain simple. Not much else to say about that. It's just that simple. There's really not much to say about that card, except that it's a way for you to further your plays with with Zeus, because again, the more materials you have for it, for a certain Xyz monster, the more board wipes you'll have to go into Zeus, which is really good, which is really cool. Now we have a brand new Stardust monster. It is known as Excel Synchro Stardust Dragon. It's an 8-star Wind Dragon Synchro with 2,500 attack and 2,000 defense, so it's about the same as Stardust, and it requires a tuner and a non-tuner. You can only use and both of its effects are once per turn. First effect reads, if this card is synchro summoned, you can special summon a 1, level 2, or lower tuner from your grave, so it acts as a monster reborn, which is really cool. And then during the main phase, as a quick effect, you contribute this card, special summon a Stardust Dragon from your extra deck, which is treated as a synchro summon. Then immediately after this effect resolves, synchro summon using monsters you control as material this turn. That synchro monster is not affected by your opponent's activated effects. Okay, Shooting Star Dragon could potentially come back, which is a possibility. I know that we are again starting to see Shooting Quasar Dragon come back into the fold. Now that we've been under Master Rule Revision 2020, which has been, what, 2 years now? Which is really good, but I have to admit, this is pretty cool. Because again, you can easily resummon, Formula Synchron, summon Stardust Dragon, Shooting Star Dragon right off the bat. Not much else to say about that. I don't have anything. There's nothing. What else is there to say about this card? It's just that busted, I have to admit. Now we have a brand new elemental hero. It is called Wake Up. What is it called? It is called Wake Up Your Elemental Hero. That is actually the name of the card. I believe they're gonna call it that in the TCG, but I don't really know. It's a 10-star Light Warrior fusion with 2,500 attack and 2,100 defense. About the same as Dark Magician, which is a knockoff, of course, but that's just my opinion. And it requires 1 Elemental Hero fusion and 1 or more warrior monsters. And it says must be fusion summoned, so obviously you gotta use Polys to summon this card, which is crazy. And it actually has 3 effects. Let's see. The first effect reads, gains 300 attack for each fusion material used for its summon. This card can make a number of attacks on monsters each battle phase, up to the number of fusion monsters used as material for its summon. So if you have 5 fusions on the field, and you actually used them all, that's actually not too bad. The only downside to it though is that if you used mass heroes, you would need to use a card like say Pot of Avarice to recycle them back into your extra deck, so you can use the mass heroes again, which is a bit of a downfall. But another downfall is that you might not be able to get the number of attacks that were used for this card's summon. But we'll see once we do get it in the TCG. There's gonna be some ruling saying that you can actually do that, which would be funny. Second effect reads, if this card battled a monster, after damage Cal, destroy that monster, and if you do, inflict damage to your opponent equal to its original attack. So it's basically Utopia Ray V, where you're it's basically an Infernity Doom Dragon, where you're able to just destroy one of your opponent's monsters and then just deal damage, which is really good. Third effect reads, if this fusion summon card is destroyed, special summon a warrior monster from your hand or deck. So it acts as sort of like a Cyber Dragon of sorts. It basically has the Cyber Dragon effect where you can just summon a monster from your hand, which is really cool. There's a note here that reads, this card is named after the second ending for GX, known as Wake Up Your Heart. Sung by Jaden's voice actor in Japan, in Japanese, the rock star and voice actor Ken. So, shoutouts to Ken. Shoutouts to the song. I have to admit this is a pretty cool one. I have to admit this is a pretty cool one. But the only downside to it though is the fact that the fact that if your opponent were to use call by on one of those fusion materials, that's one less attack that you're going to be getting off of this card's effect, which is a bit of a downfall, but it is what it is. But now we move on to a brand new Black Luster Soldier. I never thought we would ever. I never thought BLS would ever get a new form, but it did. It is known as the Legendary Sword Master Black Luster Soldier. I don't know why they called it that. I think they could have just named it Black Luster Soldier. They could have reversed it and did Black Luster Soldier, the Legendary Sword Master. But it is what it is. It's an 8-star Earth Warrior Ritual with 3,000 attack and 2,500 defense, and you can ritual summon this card with Chaos Form or Super Soldier Ritual. Must be ritual summon. It has 3 effects. First effect reads, during your draw phase, before you draw, you can reveal this card in your hand, give up your normal draw this turn, and if you do, add 1 ritual spell from your deck to your hand. Not too bad, unless if you top deck the card, then otherwise it would just be a waste. Second effect reads, your opponent cannot activate cards or effects during your battle phase. Ooh. I just might build BLS. If anybody has any deck ideas, drop them in the comments. I might build BLS. That's actually pretty good. Third effect reads, when this attacking card that was ritual summoned using normal monster destroys an opponent's monster by battle, you can shuffle all cards they control into the deck. Oh, so it has an effect similar to was it Rainbow Neos, I believe, where you could just shuffle pretty much any type of cards back into the deck depending on what you tribute, which that's actually pretty broken. That is actually really good, I have to admit. That's pretty good. But again, the only downside is that you would need to literally need to add what would be a good normal monster? I think like the only good normal monster they could use would probably have to be like Blue Eyes or something like that, but that's like the only thing. That's like the only thing though. But last up, we have reprints for the set, and I'm actually glad that I'm actually glad that these cards are being reprinted, because we have Yubel, which is one of my favorites. My girl, y'all know Yubel. That's my homie right there. Yubel, I actually run Yubel in my side deck, in my Dark World side deck, which if you guys have not checked out that deck profile, check it out. You will understand why I have Yubel in the side. We have the Phantom Knights of Silent Boots and Speed Roy Terrortop. Terrortop, still a pretty busted card. Boots is still pretty good. Yubel, a lot of people have had mixed emotions with Yubel, but me, nope. It's an awesome card. You're dealing damage to your opponent when she's being attacked. I mean, how is that not good? Seriously, how is that not good at all? I'm looking on YG Organization. Big shouts to them. No copyrights, of course. I'm trying to see if there's anything else. No, there's literally nothing left. Okay. So, alright, yeah, so I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to also reveal the new V-Jump promo in this video. And then I'm going to go ahead and just do that, talk about the new Neos cards in another video. But the next V-Jump promo is known as Rawlith, Lady of Lament, and it's a 3-star Dark Fiend. And And there's a note here that reads, the name of the monster can be localized in many ways because of the L/R sounds and S and T and TH sounds being similar. And yes, lollies would also be valid but unlikely localization. And for the rest of the name is the name structure as Alice, Lady of Lament, Lilith, Lady of Lament, and Malice, Lady of Lament. As for the other notes, they mentioned that it works very well with cards from the deck from the next deck build Spectacular Massive, but most likely the Labyrinth theme, and that it's original monster for the OCG that has an effect that resolves around trap cards. So I assume the effects are similar to Alice, Lilith, and Malice, but I'm assuming that you with this one, I'm assuming you might that assuming the effect could be that you're able to recycle your cards back into your deck, which is a possibility, but I'm not really sure. What do you guys? You know what? Question of the day. What effect do you guys think this card will have? Let me know in the comments below. And that is going to do it for this video. Hopefully you guys enjoyed. If you did, make sure you guys smash that thumbs up button. If you guys are new to the channel, you guys want to see more Yu-Gi-Oh news videos, which typically get posted on every Tuesday, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel and hit that notification bell so you guys do not miss out on any new content that comes your way. And be sure to follow me on Twitter and on Instagram. All the links will be down in the description below. And if you guys have any family that you want to send me and want me to open up on the channel, the info will also be in the description as well. And on that, this is your boy Nash, signing out.